We're talking about the safety of your most precious possession. We're talking about your children. Austin ISD Police Chief Eric Mendez is here for our Chat with the Chief series. And so welcome, Chief.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for being here. I know you're always up early.
Yeah, I am.
So I appreciate your time. Let's get right to it. You've talked about one of your biggest challenges this year has to do with the 40% increase that you're seeing in mental health related calls on campuses last year. I'm just wondering, for the parents who are watching right now thinking, what are you doing to be proactive about this when it comes to mental health in our schools?
Well, what we noticed and what statistics are starting to show and what research is starting to show is that mental health plays a significant role in adolescent behavior, in behavior in general, and it's also an underlying root cause of some of the issues that are addressed by criminal justice.
Right.
And so what we've realized is that we need to find a way to address mental health issues when it is seen to be a root cause to some of the behavior that some of the students engage in.
Okay.
And so what we're doing is what I did was, first of all, a majority of the officers at the Austin ISD Police Department are certified mental health officers.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But I have one officer who is full-time mental health, and all he does is deals with mental health issues. So an officer that engages a student that may be in mental health crisis works with that student, and then what they do is they will assess the child. The officer that I have full-time will come in and support that individual and that officer, and then also provide support for the parents, liaison with the parents with different support services across the county, and get that child services. So we work with Austin Oaks, we work with Seton, we work with Dell Children's, we work with a variety of organizations in the area to make sure that we're providing support for the student.
Okay.
And so I have a full-time officer that I reassigned from patrol to do just that. And so that's a really hot topic.
I know you're passionate
and we're really
about
trying
it.
to take care of that.
One thing that I know you're watching is, of course, the legislative session, but you're still trying to deal with some of the changes from last session when it comes to the no citations. Explain to our parents what this means, and are you seeing an increase?
Well, so the last legislative session, the 83rd legislative session, they made changes to the law that said that for all Class C offenses occurring at school property or on school functions, students would not be issued a citation. They'd be considered a school offense. And the purpose was to keep students out of the criminal justice system,
right,
and find alternative solutions, which we had already started moving towards finding alternative solutions. However, we did see an increase in what would be considered Class C offenses. We saw roughly a 20 to close to 25% increase in offenses.
And let me just pause there. Class C offenses would be things like
fighting in disorderly conduct, fighting in the classroom, disruption of classes, possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of alcohol, stuff like that.
Okay, so something that could be potentially serious. So is that something this is hurting you, or that what do you think about not being able to issue a citation for that?
We wouldn't look to issue a citation anyway.
Okay.
We were already moving away from issuing citations. We're looking for alternative solutions. We just noticed an increase. Is it an anomaly? Is it something that's a one-time kind of thing?
Right.
And this next school year, we'll see a decrease. We're still looking at the numbers, but for right now, we did see an increase last school year. We're watching it this school year, and we're always looking for alternative solutions to keep the student in the educational process.
Okay, well, we appreciate you being here, and I know you're going to stay here until at least the 8 o'clock hour, because I know you're busy. That's when school starts. You can go to KXAN.com, and you can ask the chief any question that you have when it comes to safety in your kid's school. He'll answer them, and then we have some other questions for the chief that we want to talk about coming up over on the CW Austin.